Magsabi ka let's pag okay na.
Okay na, okay na.
Good morning everyone. Good morning ma'am. Good morning classmates. We are the group 5 and our topic that we're going to discuss is all about constructivism and social studies. Next po. At the end of this lesson, learners are expected to analyze and explain constructivism as an educational philosophy and examine and describe the implications of constructivism in social studies curriculum. Next po. Next po. What is constructivism? A theory of learning that has roots in both philosophy and psychology. Number 2, learners are actively construct their own knowledge and meaning from their own experience. What is constructivism? So, ang constructivism daw po ay isang teorya na nagsasabing ang mga mag-aaral ay bumubuo ng kaalaman. They make their own representation and provide a new information to their knowledge. Ayon sa teoryang ito, nagkakaroon daw po ng pagkatuto ang mga tao and they made meaning based on their experience. Ay papamalas po nito sa pagtuturo sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng tuon sa mag-aaral. Nagkakaroon siya ng mga bagong pagkatuto gamit ang mga tanong ng guro at ng kanyang malikhaing paraan. So, ang gamit po ng constructivism ay tinataguyod nito ang mga kasanayang panlipunan at komunikasyon sa pamamagitan ng paglikha ng kapaligiran sa silid-aralan na nagbibigay diin sa pagtutulungan at pagpapalitan ng mga ideya. Yun lang po.
Cognitive constructivism. Successful instructional application. Use advanced organizers and concept map. Teaching for transfer, elaborative practice, teaching for automaticity, use of reading strategies and problem solving strategies.
Sino na po dyan? Si Kyla po. Ako na lang mabasa. Duwalay
Naman
ka.
si Kyla.
Social constructivism. Social constructivism is social interaction occurs within a social cultural context. The truth is a socially constructed which involves from the co-participation in cultural practices. Next slide po. Constructivist pedagogy. So, when we say pedagogy, ibig sabihin po, ito yung teaching or practice sa pagtuturo or method of teaching and practices. So, number 1, authentic and real-world environments are necessary for learning to take place. It provides actual learning context, provide activity of upon which mind operate. So, ibig sabihin, authentic, pag sinabi nating authentic, ito ay tunay or in real world task, it gives more interest to learners. Like for example, gardening or cooking, the students become more actively engaged on their tasks or what they're doing. So, mas natututo po yung mga estudyante pag tunay po yung or actual yung ginagawa nila. So, if we're going to relate this constructivist pedagogy or approach in social science, it becomes more interactive since social studies is the study of human behavior or human behavior and society. So dito po, papasok yung constructivist approach by exploration like pag-conduct ng interview or kung paano ba naging constructivist approach yon because you are the one who are trying to find out the answer on your questions. Pag halimbawa po, di ba nagkakandak tayo ng interview or kung may mga katanungan ka, kaya ka magkakandak ng interview. So, ikaw yung gagawa ng paraan kung paano po masagot yung katanungan mo. Ano po number 2? Okay. So, number 2, social negotiation and mediation should be taken into account in any form of learning, such as provide socially relevant skills and knowledge, exposure of learners, the various opportunities and interaction. Language is an integral part of social mediation. So, ibig sabihin lang po, kailangan mo makipag-interact sa tao or sa society. So, number 3 po. Number 3, content and skills are made significant to the learners, regardless of types of constructivism emphasizes the importance of knowledge since it serves as an adaptive function. Knowledge could enhance one's adaptation and functioning. Thus, it is necessary to the individual's current situation, condition, and even goals.
So na.
Wait lang, balik ka po sa number 3. So, number 3 naman po, so in teaching social studies daw po, importante yung content and kung paano mo siya ituro sa student mo because it affects on how we interpret the content goals or we are expected to reach with our students kung ano po yung gusto nating ipabatid kasi pag hindi maayos yung content mo
Yan.
ng pagtuturo sa students mo ay maapektuhan yung goal kung anong gusto mong iparating sa estudyante mo or like for example, halimbawa sasabi si teacher, okay class, mag-interview kayo bukas. So, there is no clear instruction po, di ba, or content. Kaya parang nawawala ng interest yung mga students mo kung ano yung gagawin or kung paano gawin because you don't have a clear content on your topic. Kahit nasabihin mo pa na you are using a constructivist approach na dapat yung learners ang mag-construct ng idea, it affects the way hear and respond to our students and their questions. It affects our ability to explain clearly and to ask good questions po. So, number 4.
So, ako lang. Constructivist pedagogy. Number 4, learners' prior knowledge are fundamental in the acquisition of content and skills. Learning begins with an individual schema or prior knowledge, and the teachers will be able to create effective experience if they understand the stolen prior knowledge. Okay.
Okay, so number 4 naman po. So, every one of us has its own prior knowledge. So, ibig sabihin daw, lahat tayo ay may kanya-kanya tayong uh, taglay na kaalaman. So, si teacher daw will be able to create effective experience for teaching if he or she acknowledge that each student brings to the classroom their own experiences, beliefs, values, and attitude that influences their learning and how they construct knowledge. By this statement, applicable po dito ang paggawa ng mga group activities or experiment po. Number 5,
Number 5, formative assessment should be done to inform future learning experience. Knowledge acquisition is an effective, active and ongoing process. Continuous assessment accounts learners level how understand in the ongoing teaching and learning process.
So number 5 naman po, ito po yung formative assessment. Ito po yung malalaman kung may natutunan tayo sa mga pinagawa or tinuro sa atin ni teacher. Example po, nagkakaroon ng live multiple choice or pre-class open-ended question, kung ano yung natutunan niyo sa klase niya, or feedback sa form ng questionnaires, yun po. O kaya survey or emoji survey.
Number 6, constructivism encourages learners to become self-regulated, self-mediated, and self-aware.
Tapos na?
Okay, okay na te.
So, number 6, constructivism encourages the learners to become self-regulated, self-mediated, and self-aware. Ibig sabihin po nito, kailangan nyo po maging certain sa sarili nyo, or dapat alam mo po or aware ka sa sarili mo, or alam mo yung ginagawa mo dapat para alam mo din yung kakayahan mo at kung ano po yung kaya mong gawin.
Teachers should act as guide and facilitator of learners. A teacher creates experiences that lead students to knowledge processing and acquisition. Teachers are seen as guide on the side instead of sage of the stage. Teacher guide the student to an awareness of their experiences and socially agreed on upon meanings.
Okay po. So, number 7, approach po. Si teacher will serve only as a guide and facilitator of the learners rather than information provider. Hindi po yung, pag sa constructivist approach kasi hindi po dito yung spoon feeding or si teacher yung magsasabi ng halos ibigin ng teacher yung mga yung sagot sa iyo. Kasi meron naman po talagang sasabihin si teacher na may mga teacher po kasi, di ba, na nagsasabi na, I'll tell you everything you need to know, or you need to memorize the information, o kaya you will be required to reproduce the information. Sasabihin na, i-memorize nyo yan kasi dyan kukuha ko ng mga iko-question sa inyo. So, yung tendency, sasabihin na lang ni student, I'll listen and copy your notes, tapos I'll memorize the information. Pag minsan, sinasabi ni student na makikinig na lang siya tapos mangungopia siya, pero nakikinig siya, wala naman siyang natututunan sa ganong approach ni teacher. Unlike sa constructivist approach, sasabihin ni teacher na, I need to know what you know, or I need to understand how you learn. Kasi sabi ni teacher, I'll help you develop understanding. Pero para sa ibang student po, pag ganun si teacher na sinasabi ni teacher, I need to know what you know, ang dating niyan sa mga student ay terror si teacher or mahigpit si teacher. Pero sa ganyang approach po, mas madaling maka-learn yung mga student. And of course, pag ang student naman, sinabihan ng ganun, mas mabuti kung sasabihin ni student na I'll explain what I know, I'll show you how I learn, or I'll enter in a dialogue with you, or makikipag-debate siya kay teacher. Mas magandang ganun po yung kaya mas maganda din po yung constructivist approach. So, number 8 po.
Teachers must employ multiple perspectives and representation of content.
So, naman daw, sabi, teachers must employ multiple perspective and representation of content. So, ibig sabihin, dapat malawak ang pananaw ni teacher or marami siyang idea kung paano ituro yung social studies curriculum sa kanyang student to make it more interesting. Kasi pag minsan, pag sabi nating social studies, we find it boring pag minsan. Kaya, yan po. Constructivism and the social studies curriculum. The nature of social studies as a learning program, complementary ideas of constructivism as a learning
po,
philosophy.
Miss Herrera. Uy, na ate. Pa-explain na.
So, ano po? So, the nature of social studies as a learning program, complementary ideas of constructivism as a learning philosophy. So, paano nga ba natin nasabi na yung social studies ay nag-complement po sa constructivist approach? So, kaya po siya, we are doing interview, we construct our own questions. Tapos, we formulate how to execute yung mga ano natin, yung mga katanungan natin para magkaroon. So kasi nga po, di ba, yung study ng social studies ay all about siya sa society or sa people. The freedom, identities, and civic competence works will with what constructivism is espousing. So next po. Education is not an affair of and being told, but an active and constructive process by John Dewey. So, napakaganda po po dito na sinabi ni John Dewey, education is not an affair of telling. So, yung education po ay hindi po siya na sinasabi sa'yo, oy, ganito, dapat mong gawin palagi. So, when we say education, education is for me, it is a continuous learning. So, dapat palagi tayong natututo. Hindi tayo yung ini-spoon feed or dapat alam na natin yung sagot sa buhay natin. So, hindi po ganun. So, ang education, it is not being told, but it is active and constructive process po or dapat nating matutol. Thank you very much. But I love chicken nugget. Lads patent sang ano po, record.
Ano pa tayo?
Patent sang screen record po.
Ay, sige. Sige.